sorry.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. So I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Puzzle Agent. Came out 2011 on PC, PS3, or sorry, 2010 PC, PS3, and I believe iOS. PC version's good. PS3 version is very bad. I can't speak for the iOS version. Also, joining me here today is Emma, and she has also speedrun this game. We used to race it many years ago.
Never won. Of the many races, I never won.
I love the art direction here. It's got like a little starry piece and some tetrads and a little Jenga poster.
Yeah, so gonna be controlling Nelson Tethers here. That's the game Nelson Tethers Puzzle Agent. He is part of the U.S. Department of Puzzle Research. And he really likes bubblegum.
Don't fall asleep with bubblegum in your mouth, kids. It's a bad idea. You might swallow it. Or 2, this one guy comes to your office.
Yeah, some astronaut might come to your office and start writing on your crossword puzzle.
Times, kids, bad times.
So he's gonna be screaming a lot in this game. Probably why Twitch classifies this as a horror game. So anyways, we're gonna dive into the first puzzle here, and it's gonna be our first one of moving pieces around, and there's actually a little bit of a minor glitch in this. Emma, do you want to explain it real quick while I submit it?
If you keep failing and restarting or press the pieces too fast, the screen decides to go all black and you can't do anything. Hence, horror!
Yeah, it really doesn't like you retrying that puzzle a lot. I don't know why, it's just that puzzle that does it. But anyways, so after that lovely message on the crossword that said Scoggins on it, he gets this phone call saying that this eraser factory has shut down in Scoggins, Minnesota, and he has to go investigate it.
The president likes his erasers from Scoggins.
Yes, they make the best erasers. So yeah, this is the I'm going to be doing all puzzles here. Now we're kind of in a little bit of a downtime before the next puzzle. This is all puzzles. There's 37 puzzles in the game. 24 of them are required, and there's 13 optional ones. The reason I don't call this 100% is because that would pretty much involve also picking up all the random bubblegum that's sitting around, and I don't want to do that.
As Nelson rode in on a snowmobile, you begin to wonder, did Scoggins have cars?
So we're going to talk to this man who's sitting outside this place called Valdez, and we're going to ask him for directions to the hotel. So he's going to give us this puzzle, and we need to drag logs to get to the destination. And I could have let Nelson just go off the log that one of the logs was already placed there, but it's slightly faster to actually place the log to make him not have to go down those extra spaces.
That was a lot of money for that puzzle.
Oh yes, a lot of taxpayer money will be spent during this run.
Have you ever noticed that you're missing more money in your paycheck? It's because it's going to puzzle research.
It's going to this guy riding a snowmobile into logs and then not into logs.
So So we actually ended up going in a circle because it turns out we were already in front of the hotel.
Aaron
And
was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give him a puzzle. I'm not actually gonna tell him he's already here. I'm a good first impression of Scoggins.
So I had to investigate that fence real quick, which is seems a little beat up and poorly patched, but don't worry about it. It's fine. All right, first two optional puzzles are going to be right in this room. The first one is these gnomes on a shelf. We have to determine which one is missing. Luckily, thanks to the power of notes, I already know. And then we're also going to get introduced to Bo, and he has a little bit of a worm problem, and we need to do it. So this puzzle is the same every single time. It's the only one with twisty pieces like that is the same every single time.
Bo should see a doctor.
And for this next puzzle, I might need chat's help for this next puzzle. It's the most difficult puzzle in the run. It's in code.
Not no code?
I can't read it. I'm just guessing here. Hardest puzzle in the run.
No, you could read code.
So yeah, that was the other room key. I did not mean to say goodbye there. Spoilers, we never actually go into our room. We get our key and we never go in there. So I do need to talk to, what's her name again? What's her name? I never remember.
She's the cutest character ever. She has the Minnesotan accent. Oh, she's gorgeous.
See, I have to talk to her to get the map of the place. If I try and leave without it, then Nelson will be like, hey, I need the map. So we get the map and we're like, hey, we should probably go to the scene of the crime, go to where the incident happened. So we need to go to the eraser factory. And we are going to meet a complete jerk there, also known as the sheriff. The sheriff doesn't like us.
Yeah, how come he doesn't like us?
So he's going to have 3 options for me to choose. I need to choose all 3 of them, and one of them is going to have a puzzle attached to figure out the time of the incident. It's supposed to be a word puzzle, but it's the same every single time. Luckily, it's the same every single time, because I am not good at those word puzzles normally. Now let's just try and get through the rest of this dialogue here real quick. And then he's going to ask us to meet him at the diner to go over some evidence he has or something like that. I think it's, yeah, so we're going to have to go over some security footage that he has. And throughout the run, I'm going to be trying to basically preemptively click on the map or on the screen to just be able to be ready for the next prompt, but I can't see my mouse during cutscenes, so I'm kind of just hoping I'm clicking in the right place.
Puzzles within
See,
puzzles.
I don't think the foreman is fixing the sign correctly.
Yeah, so this is the Rivera. He is definitely whacking a sign with a wrench to try and fix it. When it's just you need to put the right plug in. It's fine, we'll just waste those taxpayer dollars some more. Alright, say goodbye to him. So if you try and go through the door without talking to him, it will just go into a bit more dialogue, and we don't want that. So I need to talk to this lady on the right here. Her name is Glory. She is the wife of the missing foreman in the factory. So she's a little bit down, and I don't blame her.
Also use a coat. She looks cold.
So this is probably one of the worst puzzles in the game. The hitboxes are absolutely horrendous. For some reason, the pieces don't actually want to connect together until you've clicked on them once. So I am not a big fan of that puzzle.
Very efficient food placement.
Yeah, so for the placing ones like that, you never actually have to place it on the object you need to place it on. You just need to get the pieces attached together.
So,
All right.
is he okay?
Now we need to give people the food that they want. It's based off what they look like and what they like, and there's a big word thing you can go through that tells you what all they want. Anyways, back onto the required puzzles. The sheriff has some security footage for us, but he has purposely messed it up so we have to rearrange it into the right order. It was actually, it's not one of the worst ones you can get for moving around the security footage, but it wasn't great.
Every time.
So we find out that the last person seen leaving the factory was a man named Mike Lobb, and he is in the Sassenly Woods. So we need to go find him.
Hey, what's by your snowmobile?
Oh no!
He's adorable. Let's keep him.
That's quite a violent reaction on his part. You see that gnome.
So this next puzzle is kind of infamous between Emma and I. It's the map puzzle, and we both hate it.
I hate a lot of puzzles, Rennie.
It's true.
That big
But
one.
so the idea of this,
Sure.
I think he's a little frozen.
I don't think he's okay.
The idea of this next puzzle is we're going to have to make a path to an ice hut, but we need to not cross the path of any gnomes. And it's really easy to just kind of miss that you are crossing a path with one, and that was pretty good, and I went slow because I decided I didn't want it to be pretty good. And I messed it up. Anyway, alright, where did oh, that's where I missed. Okay.
Hey,
I knew I would mess up.
Squad. You're not allowed to touch this game anymore.
I knew I would mess up the map. It's okay though. The map is annoying. Like I said, it's really easy to just miss one
Wasted
piece.
so many tax dollars.
Worth
It's like
it.
$50 out of my paycheck. I need that.
So Mike Lobb is actually alive, and he's gonna give us a gear. Okay.
Dear
But he's not-
doctor.
He's not alive for much longer though.
Should call the coroner. Mike.
All right. So now we need to go to Lake Spence. On Lake Spence, we're gonna run into our favorite repairman again.
Can't fix doors very well.
He's now moved on to trying to fix a push door by hitting it, or trying to just put a screwdriver into it.
Work. Eventually.
So I need to ask him about his alibi. And then
I can't.
back to the hotel. Hello, Mike Lobb.
Mike, you should have worn shoes.
So before I go into the hotel, I want to investigate this place where help is wanted. Turns out they decided to hire the football team to help in a glass store, but they need to practice, so they need to help them practice without breaking any glass.
The whole new meaning on Bull in the China Shop.
So back into the inn. you heard the scream, but you know what? I don't want to do this puzzle yet because a gnome is going to steal a piece.
Oh,
And if you start to try and solve it, it's just going to reset when you get back to it anyway. So it's better faster to just hit quit. So this gnome is talking to Bo back here, and
See a doctor.
a lot of freaking out, and Nelson's gonna decide, nope, I'm out of here. This is too weird for me. I think you need to call someone who is better for this. And it's like, oh, I'll just have to let the sheriff know that you're leaving. He's like, wait, what? Oh, the sheriff figured you would give up. It's like, oh no, I'm staying.
what?
Will make the sheriff like me. He and I will be friends.
All right, so back to the back alley, and there's another optional puzzle down here. Need to figure out the winner of an arm wrestling contest.
I'm right. I mean, just bottom. Wait,
Yeah, small girl on the bottom.
this puzzle.
All right.
Category.
For that, we need to talk to Bo and need to try and get through to his head because he's a little not here. And you have to fill in every single one of those dotted line spaces, otherwise it will just kick back and give you a rejected.
Hello?
So even though that one is just a straight shot, you still have to fill it in. So after this, we will get another gear and a piece of the stove back. So now it's time to actually repair the stove. I have to kind of focus on this one sometimes just to make sure I get it all right. Wow, a lot of those pieces are already in place. What the heck? That was a really good stove. As long as I didn't miss something, which I probably did. I did not. Okay.
Tax dollars saved.
All right, so now we need to ask her, Martha, about the repairman to just basically confirm his alibi. And then back to the diner. I don't remember why we're going back to the diner. I think it's to talk to Glory? I don't remember exactly. But
Remember either.
the football team needs to practice one more time.
Okay, good.
Except this time their passes are a little bit more complicated. Alright, back to the diner. And we're gonna have the last major push for optional puzzles in this bit. So these two guys here are gonna have a bunch of bugs in boxes. There's gonna be 3 of these in a row, and they all look the same to me at a quick glance. So the rules for the bugs in boxes is that grasshoppers need 3 spaces, including the one they're on, and the little pink bugs need 2 spaces. And you want to put them in as few boxes as possible.
You sneak in a quick donation.
Absolutely.
All right. We have $20 from Antonio. Says, let's keep the RPGs we love 3 memes going. This goes to naming Rydia Jan Madden and Kane Dorito.
What?
Dorito is a great name for Kane. Just a giant Dorito falling from the sky with a spear. Yes.
But what kind of Dorito would Kane be?
Oh, that's a good question. Chat, what kind of Dorito would Kane be? This is a normal question.
need to know.
What kind of
It's my
snack
fav-
food would all Final Fantasy characters be?
All right, so the guy in the back here is shipping those little gnome figures using birds, and we are going to have to help him out.
Minimum porn would be Twix bars because they come in two.
There's two of them, yeah, see?
Kit Kat bar because I like the fun-sized Kit Kats because they come in two.
Yeah. The chat seems to overwhelmingly think Kane would be Cool Ranch.
I love Cool Ranch.
So that puzzle there, I actually have to kind of wait for a second because if you notice, the submit button goes over the input buttons, and if I go too fast, I'll accidentally hit submit without an answer. Obviously, that is very bad.
To wait in my speedruns, I can't do that. I gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
I know. So now we have to balance the packages between the legs of the birds without any of the lines crossing. And I chose the wrong option. Good job, Rini.
What? How do you? How? What?
Mouse is not cooperating with me today. Okay. So the final puzzle I'm going to have to do here in the diner is with a stack of chairs that was not here before. And I actually really don't like this puzzle because the pieces come into the stack randomly. So it's really hard to actually practice a good method other than just remembering where every piece goes.
Actually pretty good.
That was actually pretty good.
Hey, Rini. Clap, 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 clap.
So find out these guys from the lodge left those chairs here, so we are going to investigate that lodge.
Go.
However, for some reason they have boarded up the window, so we need to clear that covering on the window. You know, I'm pretty sure you could just look between them.
Oh, it needs to be completely clear. Don't you understand how this works?
So you have to do that in one cut, and it's actually kind of tricky to figure out the right way to do it the first time you're playing this. So for some reason, Glory is here. What the heck?
No, she's hanging out with the boys.
And then the sheriff is also like, hey, what are you doing here?
And
Shouldn't
Sheriff,
be
what
here.
are you doing here?
So he escorts us back to the hotel and is like, hey, stop sticking your nose into things. Just go to your room and don't do anything else.
Not my dad. Tell me what to do.
And then suddenly Glory is here? How did she get here so fast?
Has
Whatever.
her own snowmobile, or she's
Let's
secretly Sonic.
Maybe she's Sonic. Anyway, we need to follow her.
But first, a puzzle.
But we had to place the logs so we can get to the place to follow her.
I like this puzzle.
And if you've got any donations, this would be a great time. There's like a couple minute downtime here.
All right. Well, we got a really nice one. We got a $30 donation from Seg. It says, as one of the devs on Puzzle Agent, it's a joy to see this on a speedrun. Thanks for your work and in the enjoyable stream. So that's pretty cool. Got one of the devs watching.
Hey.
We have a
Hello.
we got a $5 donation from French Toast as well. It says, I love Puzzle Agent. Thanks to the dev for showing up in the chat and giving some great insights on how this game was made. Keep up the great stream, Frost Fatals. So I guess the dev is also in the stream, giving us some nice insight.
Sag.
And this game is adorable and weird. What is happening?
Don't worry,
Oh,
gnomes
no.
are just poking at some eggs and meatloaf.
Obviously.
It's okay.
That's just the thing gnomes do.
And peas. Can't forget the peas.
Making sure they're gonna get their, balanced diet. Decided it wasn't worth it. They want you instead.
So instead, we crash into a tree. Which suddenly puts us in space.
No, it's normal. Fine.
Oh, and look, it's the missing foreman, Isaac Daffner.
Isaac, how's it going? You doing okay, bud? There.
And after you ask him all three options, he's suddenly gonna sound like a monkey.
Just go see a doctor.
Because everything about this is normal. So to get out of here, we need to get the wires without crossing them and to properly connect.
Easy.
I'm starting to think this is what, like, just everything in the Resident Evil universe plays out whenever it's not zombie related. Just everything's a puzzle, just arbitrarily.
I'd rather be solving these puzzles than Resident Evil puzzles because I don't have to backtrack as much.
That's true.
So we've ended up in the lodge. I guess we kind of just passed out or something. And let's actually do this puzzle correctly. That would be a great thing there. You need to get 16 fish to end. And one of the ponds is going to have something that will kill off every fish that goes there. So you need to make sure you get them all there correctly. Or get the 16 there correctly. And here's another one of those puzzles where I actually have to slow it down a little bit because the submit button's going to go right over my input. And then the final one, I need to figure out about socks. Just socks.
It's too many socks.
Okay.
You also make the select button kind of disappear, the one that shows your answer.
Yeah, so if you click it
Early
too many
mix, right?
times, you can kind of make it to make the thing that's actually showing that you're selecting the option disappear, but still has a submit button and it'll still accept it. I found that when I was practicing a few hours ago.
Okay. And the gnome stole your gear part.
All right, this is the one I call tracking glass, and big shout out to Nitrodon on this puzzle and also just several of these puzzles. He's really helped out with optimizing these puzzles and just getting them to try and be as fast as possible.
I like this puzzle either. Any puzzle involving the snowmobile, I hate.
All right, so we need to follow that gnome who took part of our gear that we need to put together, and he's gone to the ice hut at Sesame Woods, or on Lake Spence specifically. Oh, hey, the piece is just sitting right there. Nothing will happen, right, Emma? We're just gonna get this piece and everything will be peachy keen.
Fine.
Oh.
So. Very why? What did we ever do to you?
Now we're locked in the ice hut, and, what now?
Very don't.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hmm.
Really worried about you. Do you need a hug? I can give you a hug.
Probably should have
And
given
a
that to the
coat.
ice. Oh no! How's he gonna get out of this one?
Our puzzles.
Those are some great looking fish.
So you need to figure out which fish has the key. Of course, it's always the same one, so. Like, my notes literally say, top red fish.
I think my notes say the same thing.
Actually, it says top left red, but basically top red fish.
This is like top red or top left red.
So the sheriff shows up and is like, hey, are you still poking your nose into stuff? It's like,
You see the
why
big
are you
giant hole
trying to
there?
kill me? Why are you
Sheriff,
going
there's a
after
hole
her?
in there.
Did you sink the house? Oh well, bye.
Never
Like,
listens
please.
to me.
Stop putting your nose in the stuff.
Sheriff, Glory had a chainsaw and tried to kill me. Why don't you just, leave?
All right, so these are the puzzles I don't like. Emma doesn't like the snowmobile puzzles. I don't like the gear puzzles.
Not fun either, but to each one's own.
This one isn't as bad. It's the next one that's really bad. Oh look,
the
the
next
sheriff has found us again.
Sheriff wasn't doing anything.
And he's had enough of us.
Please.
However, he has a weakness.
In my pocket. It's called a crossword puzzle. Do you want it?
He's so concerned about the crossword puzzle. Sweating and everything.
It's like a little dog or something.
I really want that. You bribe a kid with candy.
Oh, he
But
likes
of
it.
course, before the sheriff came in to try and deal with us, he messed with our snowmobile and cut and messed with the engine on it. So we need to put our engine back together. So yeah, a little slow just to be careful.
Wasn't too bad.
It wasn't terrible. One piece I kind of flipped around that I didn't need to. So we're heading into the end game now, and this is the puzzle I really hate. This is the big gear puzzle. You might notice there's a lot of pieces. You would be correct. I just dragged a piece off into the middle of nowhere. Oh goodness. Okay, it's all together. Yeah, I really don't like that puzzle. There's so many pieces in it.
Many pieces. If you're still here, why? Why does this puzzle exist?
Yeah, I think the dev is still in the chat.
If someone could let me
Answer
know.
me.
Answer,
Why?
answer
Like-
for your crimes.
It's like, you do all this work to get the gears together, and then you tear them apart anyway to put them in the giant gear.
Deal with the sheriff to deal with this? No, it's too much.
The dev says, not one of my puzzles, don't blame me, smiley face.
Who do I blame?
So there's bear traps in the factory, and I just picked up a piece of gum because why not?
Good for you.
So we have to cut the wire that's holding up this giant eraser, or the line or whatever. Of all those wires, only one of them is actually holding up the eraser.
The same every time.
Luckily. And then the
Anyway,
furnace. The
You want
furnace.
to talk about the
is-
furnace? Tell me how much you
so-
don't like it. Sedge, was this you too?
So the furnace is like, it's got a very nice pattern to put it all together, but oh, it's such a pain. I think Emma hates the
Brilliant.
furnace more than I do.
I don't remember the furnace. I just remember you've been complaining about it the past few days.
I was
Like if
having-
you looked at it, you're like, where did all these pieces go? And you're like, I don't know.
So
The hitboxes is bad.
for the last puzzle here, I just need to quit out of it again, and the down button's gonna fall off. And I don't actually need the down button to solve the puzzle, so my theory is that the hydraulic lifts here won't work unless all the buttons are there.
That's
Your
definitely
gnome
right.
friend, he's like, here you go.
The gnome, yeah, the gnomes are kind of like, oh yeah, fine, you can do it. You're so close. All right, up, right, left, up, right, up. So once I hit the confirm to spend a lot of tax money on this puzzle, that's gonna be time. Instead, you just get to, for now, you just get to sit here as you watch the timer tick. And the pieces all go into place. So you don't actually have to put the lifts in order. You just need to get all 3 up there. It's just the fastest mouse movement is to put them in order. And time.
Woo!
Hey!
Good puzzling.
What was my time on that?
Okay, so the timer just kind of did something as soon as you said that. So according to the timer, it's 5 hours, 56 minutes, and 2 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no, okay,
The
36,
puzzle
okay,
that hard.
it fixed itself, 36 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty good. I might have to go back and use regular timing to time that.
It was normal, and then it switched for like that 2 seconds, then it came back. So yeah, 36 minutes and 2 seconds.
So in the end, we found the foreman, but the gnomes took him away, never to be seen again until Puzzle Agent 2. And then, hey, but the eraser factory's back open.
The president's happy. Except he didn't know that the eraser factory went down. No one told him.
Well done, Agent.
Tethers.
But before our director leaves, he's gonna be like, hey, I need help on this crossword.
Really?
Well, he was never actually aware of the West Wing's
And well,
eraser shortage.
That was
Rest
Puzzle
assured,
Agent.
I'm sure he's
All
happy to have
puzzles.
not had to strike anything
Yeah.
through.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Now back to work.
Sir, about the factory foreman, Isaac Davner.
Doesn't concern us, Tethers.
So I don't have much else to say. Just, yeah, big shout out to Nitrodon for
But
help on a lot of
you
these
did your job.
puzzles.
That'll
Thanks
be
to
all.
Emma for being here for
Okay.
commentary.
Hey, Tethers.
And thanks
what's
to the
annoying
dev
about
for
the
showing
bureaucrat
up.
baffling?
Yeah.
Recondite, sir.
Thanks a million, Tethers.
And just keep donating.
Wonder
This is
you're
an
our
amazing
star
cause.
puzzle
And
agent.
yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for that run.
Also, I kind of promised myself I would donate $5 for each puzzle I messed up, so.
$. Right now.
Thank you so much, Rennie. Now, so yeah, I said it right this time for that wonderful run of Puzzle Agent. We have a $6 donation from Eclair. It says, thank you, amazing streamers, for committing your time to such a beautiful organization. Malala Fund. Blart. Such fun run so far. And here's a bunch of characters. I'm just going to read these however I want, I guess. Pringles. It says Pringles at the end. That's silly. I am looking forward to that Pringles run, so. We also have a $25 donation from Anonymous. They do not leave a comment, but thank you so much for your generosity. And just a reminder of some of these upcoming bid wars. For the Learning with Liz game selection, we can pick between Darkened Sky, the Legend of Zelda Skittles game, essentially, Crystal's Ponytail, the knockoff My Little Pony Genesis game, a Richard Scarry game, which if you're unfamiliar with his work, his name is not accurate. It's not as misleading, I suppose, as you could say. Where there's also Ristar, the game that everyone pronounces differently, and Wiz and Liz, which has a very good ghosty song partway through that game, is one of the bosses. So you can pick any of those, and Liz will actually teach that, teach whatever game we select to different people. So if you want to have that, you can put that in there. We can also donate for various nicknames for Final Fantasy IV. So we can nickname just the whole party. Just everyone's invited. So Cecil's current nickname is Doot, apparently. Kane is still Dorito, so that's good. For the Pokemon Crystal starter, if you want to name the starter in Pokemon Crystal Bingo, you can name Amaterasu is the leading name right now with $25. Let's see.
Nothing, just very tired and very nervous. The usual. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get past the tutorial and it's all gonna be good. Yeah, it was way faster than I expected. It was pretty good. Yeah. I noticed you've been commentating for literally every single run so far today. Every time I.
All right, we will be right back. First, we're going to play a quick Twitch ad, but stick around. We have more great speedruns coming up.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. I was being quiet during.
All right, and we are back. Just a reminder of the upcoming incentives we have for the Legend of Legaia 2 rice planting mini game. We want $750 for that, and for Legend of Legaia 2 Lang's Comeuppance, we want $500. And with that,